Alrighty, good Thursday morning, Mid-Michigan. I'm First Alert Meteorologist Matthew Mondro here with another look at your forecast as we start to head into the closing stages of the work week and as we look ahead to the first weekend of December. Certainly the cold weather is the big story as of right now. We are tracking some further snow chances ahead of us, both for the weekend and as we go into next week. But before we get to more of the snow chances, just for right now, that cold weather definitely is the big story. Let's go ahead and take a look at our wind chills right now. We had a lot of wind chills this morning down into the single digits. That's where most of them still are too. There were even times this morning where wind chills were dropping between 0 and -5, so it definitely has been cold. Even right now, Oscoda and East Tawas, or Tawas City rather, both at about -1 for the wind chills. So just definitely a cold start to the day, and we'll be staying cold as we go throughout the entirety of this Thursday. Now at least a lot of us out there are enjoying some sunshine right now. I'll take you over to I-75 in Birch Run. You can tell the camera moving around quite a bit. So it is windy, but outside of all of this cold weather that we have today, it is actually expected to be a pretty fair day like we're seeing right now in Birch Run and across most of mid-Michigan with that sunshine. So as far as the wind chill outlook goes for the remainder of today, still staying in the single digits, a pretty good rule of thumb for the rest of this Thursday will be that wind chills are about 10 degrees colder than the actual air temperature. So we actually still have highs that will technically reach up to about 20 degrees for this afternoon, but just with those temps and also with what we're expecting for later today, really this is going to be the coldest day of this week. Our wind chill outlook for tomorrow morning too, and even into tonight, this right here on your screen is by about 11 o'clock tonight. We have wind chills that are down even lower, pretty much on a widespread basis between 0 and -5, and we'll just keep holding that level as we go into tomorrow morning. So tomorrow morning, just as cold as this morning, if not maybe even a couple of degrees colder with that wind chill as well. So students are still going to want to bundle up even more, just like this morning, and keep that cold weather gear with them for the entire day, because even by the afternoon, bus stops, we're still tracking wind chills only into the low to mid-teens. So it is still going to be pretty brisk here as we close out this week. Now, by the upcoming weekend, we do have temperatures that are still below freezing. However, they will be a little bit warmer than we're expecting for right now. So 31 comes in on Saturday, and then on Sunday we have highs up to about 25, though the high on Sunday could actually come in a little bit earlier into the afternoon, perhaps right around lunchtime as well. For this weekend, you do notice a couple of those small chances of snow showers that we are tracking here. On Saturday, the morning snow showers could actually get started in the middle of tomorrow night, and then that Sunday snow chance there, just something we're watching for now. We are potentially seeing that chance actually coming up just a little bit more. But given the temperatures that we have, any of the snow that falls is still going to be able to accumulate pretty easily, and with this we will be tracking some light accumulations for those snow showers by the end of the week here and as we go throughout this upcoming weekend. There is a better chance of snow as we go into the middle of next week, so this pattern is staying active for us. So if you like winter sports, if you're an ice fisher or if you're a snowmobiler, this is certainly some good news that we are keeping with this active pattern that keeps some snow chances in the forecast. And in fact, our temperature pattern too is still falling into below average territory as we go at least throughout the next week as well. So we'll take a little bit of a quick break here, and after this break we'll be taking a look at that temperature outlook and also take you through the hour by hour just to give you an idea of what we're expecting with those snow showers for tomorrow night and some of what we could expect for the weekend as well. So we'll be right back after this quick break. Alrighty, welcome back from that break. So we are going to be tracking some more snow shower chances as we go towards the very end of the work week here and as we go into portions of the weekend as well. And with the cold temperatures that we still have, that does mean that the snow is still going to be able to stick. So let's take a look here at that weekend planner. This is, again, looking at Saturday and Sunday. We do have some smaller snow shower chances in the morning on Saturday, and then we are tracking potentially an increasing chance of snow on Sunday. But we'll go through the first alert hour by hour, and actually just want to show you the rest of today as well. Again, pretty quiet for the rest of today. Even though we have this cold weather, outside of the cold weather, just some fair, partly cloudy conditions for the rest of this Thursday. And then we will start to see some cloud coverage developing first up north into tonight, and then through the daytime tomorrow, that cloud coverage will start to build up, especially towards the end of the day. But this right here on your screen, that's at about 10 o'clock by tomorrow evening, and I'll actually roll the hour by hour back just a couple of hours here. Even by about 7 in the evening tomorrow, some of our northern areas like Rose City or Whittemore actually could start to see a few snow showers moving in, and then we have those snow showers building up on the west side of the state at that same time. So also some places like Farwell or Clare or Harrison, you might see some of these snow showers coming in only just about an hour or two after sundown tomorrow evening. So that'll just continue to move through here somewhat slowly as we go throughout the middle of tomorrow night, and it is going to bring some light scattered snowfall with it. By early Saturday morning, most of that snow will already be out of here. Anything that sort of just lingers for the rest of the morning will actually be some follow-up lake effect, but that chance is going to be here even towards about lunch on Saturday, but then by the afternoon, even that lake effect should start to die down a little bit more as well. So with that snowfall that we're tracking for tomorrow night and Saturday morning, we're largely just tracking about a dusting to an inch of snow. So it still doesn't look to be anything too significant as far as totals go, but given these colder temperatures, anything that does fall should be able to stick pretty easily. So any untreated roads could be a little bit slick as we start off at least early in the day on Saturday. Now I do want to take you back over here to the hour by hour, and I'll show you what we're expecting for Sunday, or at least kind of the way everything looks for Sunday right now. And I'll also go ahead and back up the hour by hour just a little bit more. So by Saturday night, there's a system developing farther to our southwest, but some of that snow does stretch up towards Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Iowa, and we're starting to see sort of an increasing chance of snow. So as that system gets closer, some of the snow is still able to sustain itself into our area. So potentially even by early Sunday morning, we may start to see some of these snow showers picking up, and then they hold on across much of our area going towards the middle of the day. This is something that is kind of a recent development in our forecast data. We saw one model showing this yesterday, and then we're starting to see more of our models picking up on this morning, especially some of the data that's been coming in within the last couple of hours. So just want to make you aware of that snow chance for Sunday could be going up just a little bit more, and with that snow chance too, anything that falls would also be able to stick, especially with temps back down to the mid-20s on Sunday. And also just an early indication for that snowfall, given the amount of moisture that we have there and some of those potential snowfall rates, looks like it could be about an inch or two of snow on Sunday. So certainly still nothing too significant with those totals, but enough that will bring some accumulations, maybe perhaps some light shovelable accumulations for Sunday. But again, that's if that holds on, and that's a recent development, so we'll need to see if that holds on as well. Now going into next week, and I'll just take you through the hour by hour a little bit farther here. We've been talking a little bit about how the storm track is staying a bit more active towards the middle of this month. So going into Tuesday, we're potentially on track here for another low pressure system to make its way through. This right here on the hour by hour, that's about 7 in the morning on Tuesday, and you see that it is picking up on this widespread snowfall. We've seen several different models showing the same sort of solution around Tuesday of next week, and this is at least maybe a little bit reminiscent of the storm system from last weekend, just in the way that models are actually showing some decent agreement on this so far. However, I wouldn't quite say that it's going to be to the extent of that storm system that we just had this past weekend. But if that does hold on for Tuesday, that is going to bring some more accumulating snowfall on a widespread basis to not only mid-Michigan, but potentially the lower peninsula as a whole. And then we've even seen some models also suggesting this other follow-up system going into Wednesday. So that's also something that we'll have to be keeping a close eye on. But overall, what's happening here is that the storm track, again, is just staying active for us. So that does allow these storm systems to continue to develop over by the Rocky Mountains and then make their way right into the Great Lakes. And this temperature outlook here, this is December 9th through the 13th. So this is going into next week. It is still supporting a better chance for below average temperatures, not only for the northeastern U.S., but also for the Great Lakes, and then above average temperatures for the southwestern United States. So you kind of see here how this temperature outlook is almost perfectly splitting the country in half. For winter weather, this is a very favorable temperature outlook. So especially if you snowmobile or if you ski or if you ice fish, seeing a temperature outlook like this is actually a good thing, because that does mean that the colder temps that are more conducive for those winter hobbies does stay around. And as long as the storm track stays active when you have a temperature pattern like that, that does help to keep some snow chances in the forecast too. So in a nutshell, that's essentially what we're seeing for next week in regard to some of those snow chances. So even though we're still about a week out from those potential systems and snowfalls in the middle of next week, it is definitely something worth watching, just because, again, that model agreement has been pretty good. And just with an active storm track and with colder temperatures still around, that should mean that we see snowfall coming from those systems. So we'll keep a close eye on that. But again, just a reminder to stay bundled up for the rest of today and for tomorrow, as these single-digit wind chills will be sticking around for the remainder of this work week. And even tomorrow morning should be just as cold as this morning, if not even a couple of degrees colder as well. So stay warm. We hope you have a great Thursday morning and afternoon, and also later this afternoon at 2 o'clock. Meteorologist Diane Phillips will be right here in this same spot for another live stream. She'll have another look at those snow shower chances for the end of the week and the weekend, and also some more talk on this cold weather as well. So she'll see you then at 2 o'clock. In the meantime, have a great remainder of your Thursday morning.